happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? I don't know. But we may have found the lawn care equivalent of that. I am at my mother-in-law's house, who's, as you can see, her front lawn has not been cut in a while, and it has more biodiversity than the Amazon rainforest. I know, it's my fault, but sometimes life just gets kind of busy. But I'm gonna run this Milwaukee M18 lawnmower through the thickest part of this section and see how long it takes for it to bog down. If anything can stop the most powerful and expensive lawnmower in the industry, it's gotta be this stuff. Let's find out. Nope, 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 nope. That's the one. Just dropped 1,000 bones on this bad boy, so it better be pretty good. What's up, guys? My name's Tyler, and welcome to another edition of the Lawn Review, where we provide clear, concise, and honest product reviews and DIY guides. We ain't bought by nobody. We're gonna tell you exactly how it is. I promise there's very few people on planet Earth that dislike false advertising more than I do. Some of the things these brands can get away with saying, downright criminal. I mean, has there been a McDonald's hamburger in the last 50 years that looked anything like it was advertised? Same deal with some of these tool manufacturers, like particularly with like leaf blowers and pressure washers and like run times on mowers. I'm like, what? Maybe on Mars, but I've never gotten 3.2 GPMs or, you know, examples like that, or 80 minutes of runtime. Like, no, I don't know what conditions they're testing these tools under, but I'm gonna tell you, like when I cut this lawn, this is the runtime I'm getting, or when I use this tool, this is the runtime or power that I'm getting out of the tool, things like that. So if you're interested in that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video if you find it informative. Also throw any questions or comments you have about this review in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer it ASAP. Let's get into it. They need to start putting these things on wheels. We got a user manual and some of the fittings that go with this tool. There's a nice little setup guide here too that I just ripped. Clippings deflector chute, the mulch clippings bag, a little frame for the mulch clippings bag, the M18 rapid charging base, two 12 amp hour batteries, and the big old Hoss mower itself. Ugh, about gave myself a hernia. I had to go change my outfit because is it really a lawn review video if I don't have one of these ridiculous shirts on? No, back to the setup guide. So the setup of this mower is really easy. You just need to affix the upper part of the handle to the lower part of the handle, and you do that with the little fixtures that are in the user manual itself. There should be two sets of them. You just slide the bolt through the side, through this inner part right here, and make sure it pops through to the opposite side of the upper part of the handle. And then you want to put the washer on the end, and then this wing nut, sort of plasticky wing nut sort of thing. And then you just repeat that on the other side. When you've got the upper part of the handle attached to the lower part of the handle, just unlock these locks right here and then lift it up and set it to the desired height. I like to go the highest, but that's just me. You can adjust as needed with these little plastic nuts right here. You just twist them. And that's basically it from a setup guide. After that, just make sure the batteries are charged and then you're good to rock and roll. Golly, might be a dang Milwaukee sheep after I'm through with this thing. Jeez. So guys, I'm gonna run you through some of the key features of the Milwaukee M18, some of the things that I think are important for you to know, touch on some of the pros and some of the cons I feel like with this tool, and then ultimately whether or not I'd recommend you spend $1,100 or $1,200 on this thing. It's really expensive. That's the most expensive lawnmower basically on the industry, electric push mowers for sure. I'm gonna let you know if it gets the TLR stamp of approval or denial, and then whether or not I'd recommend you spend that much money. Is it incrementally better than the second place lawnmower? Let's get into it. All right guys, so I felt like a pretty natural way to work through the key features of this lawnmower was kind of top down. So I'm gonna start at the top handle and work all the way down the wheels and let you know after a week or two of using this lawnmower what I felt like were some of the key features at each stage of the mower. So at the top part of the handle on the Milwaukee M18 is kind of like the finesse or the showboating part of the mower. There's a lot of cool features on this. Right off the bat, this variable speed hand trigger or gas pedal. You can control the speed of the cruise control control itself. So when you hammer down like this, you're gonna be fully throttled out, but you can control the speed of the cruise control setting. I know that's kind of weird and wordy, but like you can set it on level 5, like the fastest speed you can possibly go on this, but only press down a little bit and you won't get the full throttle. 5 was ridiculous in my opinion. But to get this lawnmower started, you really just press down on the power button and pull this bar down, and then it engages the blade. So that's how you get it going. You press this button down, pull the bar, and you're like humming at this point. I mean, I'm basically sprinting 4 miles per hour, which is pretty quick. Really cool. And then there's a couple buttons right here. There's a high lift button that really keeps those RPMs at like, I think it was 3,300 RPMs, which is absurd. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. There is a light button. There's 4 LED headlights on the mower itself. There's 2 on the sides and 2 in the front. This thing is lit up like a Christmas tree at night. It's honestly unbelievable. All right, so working from the upper handle down to the lower part of the handle, this is where some of the storage aspect of this mower comes in. It's really easy. You just twist these 2 little knobs right here and you can flip it down like that to store it horizontally. And then if you want, you can lift it on this end and it does store vertically as well. All right, so moving down from there, this is gonna be a part of the mower that's gonna be, some people are gonna love, some people are gonna hate. It's really easy to adjust the deck setting on this mower. So there's gonna be 7 different settings that you can put it on, ranging from 1 inch all the way down at the bottom to 4 inches all the way at the top. Each individual setting is gonna be a 1/2 inch height raise or lower, depending on which direction you're going. And you know, I'm a tall fescue guy, so I'm always basically maxed out at 7. So there's just not as much flexibility. Some people like to change each wheel, but on this Milwaukee M18, all you got right here, just 1 setting. That's all you got. Right next to the adjustment setting, you have a battery light indicator that you can see from above. So it's kind of cool. You can just look right down here and see where you're at in terms of battery life storage, which is great. And then moving on to the battery housing, which if you've seen any of my other product reviews or specifically the mowers, this is one major pain point with a lot of electric lawnmower manufacturers is the battery housing. So this one is really tight. I mean, no rattle at all. And that's gonna be one of the pros. This mower itself is not specifically the battery housing, but just the overall tightness of this construction. It's really tight, really heavy duty, really durable feeling. But I really like that, you know, that snaps into place and there is no rattle. But right underneath the housing, you've got the ports for the 2 M18 12 amp hour batteries. Really easy, super standard in terms of how to apply these batteries. Put them in here, you just slide them in and you're ready to roll. So I'm gonna skip over the motor right below this. I'll come back to it in a second. This whole unit sits on a 22-inch steel deck, but you really get 21 inches of cut because the blade itself is 21 inches long. If you're dealing with space constraints or a gate, you wanna know how wide this mower is, it's right at 22 inches. And if you've seen any ads on this Milwaukee M18 electric lawnmower, you know that they say that you can side discharge, you can mulch, or you can bag. Well, where's the side discharge chute? Not on this side, not on this side. That's because this mower has a rear side discharge chute. And if you've watched any of my videos in the past, I recommend that you mulch 99.9999% of the time. And if I do discharge my grass clippings, it's just because I haven't cut my grass in a really long time. Maybe I went on vacation, I came back and missed a week. And so I want to be able to take off that top bit of grass and then come back again and mulch that up. When it's that high, it usually gets clogged in the side right here and the side discharge doesn't really work. Well, but when it's back here, it's got a little bit more height, can throw your grass clippings a little bit further out to the side. I think they said about 5 feet. Then when you're done mowing it the first go around, then the second time you go around and cut again, you've really got an even disbursement of those grass clippings and you can mulch them up really nice. It's a really good touch. But then also you got the bag on the back as well that you can like mulch up leaves. I very, very rarely will ever bag my grass clippings. It's free fertilizer. And this entire machine sits on some big old fat rubber tires too. The back tires are gonna be 9 inches, about 9.5 inches actually. Front wheels are gonna be 8 inches. Those jumbo tires really enable you to handle the bumps really well in my lawn. I will say that this is not one of the lightest lawnmowers I've ever used. It's actually 85 pounds with the 2 batteries included, but you do have 2 handles if you ever wanna pick it up or anything like that. Not showing off or anything, but I did just lift that. 85 pounds, so yeah. And this absolute beast of a mower is powered by 2 18-volt batteries that I touched on earlier. That produces at max 3,300 RPMs and 10 pounds of foot torque. That is absurd. That is one of the most powerful push mowers on the market, if not the most powerful push mower on the market. And if you're taking about an inch of grass off, which is definitely what I would recommend if you're using fescue, so I try to keep mine about the 4-inch range, cutting down to about the 3-inch. So every time I'm only taking about an inch off. Realistically, you could cut about a full acre on an entire charge with this tool. Awesome, awesome runtime. I got 2 completely dead batteries. I'm gonna throw them on the M18 rapid charger and see how long it takes for them to fully charge. I think it said online like 60 minutes, but we'll find out. 4:05. So it took just a smidge under 2 hours to completely charge those 2 batteries. I don't know, for some reason I thought it said 60 minutes, but I guess it's 120 minutes. Another really cool touch with this mower is normally you'd have to push it around like this or engage the blade if you wanted the drive function to work on it. But this, you just don't press the blade engage button, you just press the bar down and then the throttle, so to speak, and you could kind of run around your lawn like this if you want. Sometimes I like to just do this, just for fun, just to pretend. I feel like a Milwaukee fanboy right now. So now let's touch on some of the pros and cons of this tool. Some of the pros of this Milwaukee M18, super easy. The runtime is absurd with this tool, and the power. I mean, 3,300 RPMs, it's ridiculous, 10 feet of foot-pound torque. I mean, that's better than GCV 190, I think that is. As you can see, it's starting to collect dust back there. I don't plan on ever using that again, honestly. It's been my baby for a long time, and this is the most powerful electric mower in the industry. I mean, what pro could I provide more than that? So the cons, there are a few things that are kind of weird about this tool. The bag, for one, makes no sense. The overall design of that. It came unassembled, which is fine. You had to add the frame to the bag itself. So, but the sides were reversed of what they should have been. They wouldn't go around the fittings on the perimeter of the frame. So that was really annoying and weird, but it really didn't impact the usage of the bag itself, other than just maybe over time those might break or rip. And then one thing that was kind of annoying was the plug for the mulching mode. Once you pulled it out of there, it was kind of hard to get it back into place. And then it continued to leak grass clippings out of it after you broke that initial seal, I guess. I did start to see some mulch clippings kind of break through whatever barrier is working on the internal part of the steel deck. So that was a con. And then that drive bar, I felt like after a while it started to kind of hurt my thumbs a little bit, having to push it down right there. I don't know if that's just like a muscle that I don't use really often, but that push motion like that was kind of weird. Maybe I would like to see that as sort of a trigger, like you press and hold, or something about pushing down with your thumbs like that was just weird. And then I gotta throw out the price too as a con. $1,099 plus tax, so it ended up being about 1,200 bucks is really expensive. You can buy a lot of things with $1,000 or $1,200. Brand new iPhone, I don't know, groceries for like a month. But ultimately, do the pros outweigh the cons? Is this a TLR stamp of approval type situation, or are we denying this bad boy? I think it's gonna come as no surprise that absolutely this gets the TLR stamp of approval. Guys, no joke, this was absolutely my favorite and the best electric lawnmower I've ever used, ever. In all my years of mowing, I've never used an electric mower as good as this one. Guys, it's time for the TLR tip of the week. March is an absolutely absurd month. It's like bipolar. We've had 80-degree days and we're about to have like a 23-degree night. So your grass, right when you cut it, is gonna be really exposed to those cold temperatures and to that freezing kind of rain or frost or whatever. So try to time your cuts 2 days before and 2 days after, and you're gonna minimize the impact on your turf. Guys, thanks so much for checking out this week's video. Had a really fun time with this Milwaukee M18. It's an absolute beast. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, throw any questions or concerns or questions you might have. I'll obviously have this thing out in the shed. I'll just run outside and answer it as quick as I can. Until next time, keep cutting. Peace.